Welcome back to Sips and Spirits, a podcast for those that love spirits of both the alcoholic and spectral kinds. I am your co-host, Chelsea.
Co-host?
I am one of the hosts.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, you changed the script on me. I am the other host, Eric. A little disclaimer, we're not historians. Any facts or stories presented are from various sources, and we mean no disrespect if something is not presented 100% accurate. We make no claims that these story tales are true. We just found them to be spooky and interesting in nature. In their nature.
Yeah, and to follow up on that, we are not mixologists. These cocktails and spirits, we're tasting them for the very first time during the recording, unless we mention it otherwise, and for this episode, it's our first time trying
It's the first
these cocktails.
These cocktails, yeah.
And the rum straight up. We
Straight up.
have had the rum in cocktails, but we've never had it on its own.
Yes.
So, little disclaimer starting there.
So, what are we drinking today?
What are we drinking? Today we are calling upon a spirit from Deadhead Rums of Temecula, California, that is distilled in the jungles of Chiapas, Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
We are using their single blended 6-year aged rum to conjure an island voodoo cocktail.
Okay.
All right, so you ready to give this a try?
What are you trying first? The cocktail or the rum?
We do the liquor first.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
forgetting it already?
We can do what we want. Cheers. 1, 2.
Pardon my face, guys. I'm not a good,
Shooter.
just a hard liquor taster.
So,
I make a face, but that doesn't mean I like or don't like it. I like it. It's kind of warm.
warm rum. There's 2 flavors to it. I taste the sweetness afterwards, and there's something before it that I'm not sure what it is. So if you don't finish yours, I'm gonna take another sip of it. I just pounded mine.
Yeah, you do that. I'm like actually trying the rum.
Well, your monsters turn backwards.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry
It's
about
not a big deal.
it. It is a big deal.
And for those who are just listening, he's talking. I'm wearing a little tiki monster necklace,
There we go.
and you'll see me futz with it in the video.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it, and I'm cheating because I was listening to. Well, I'll get into the details, but
Mhm.
I already kind of know what the flavors that are supposed to be present in the majority of the rums.
Is it molasses?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so molasses for sure. I got it.
Molasses and sugarcane.
Okay. What's the other flavor at the beginning?
Have you had straight up sugarcane before?
Yeah. Yes.
So think about it. These have a basis of Agricole rum in it. It's not an Agricole, but it has that Agricole flavor. That flavor comes from the sugarcane juices.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I was like, I know this
And we'll
flavor.
get into that in more detail in a second.
I know this flavor. It wasn't that bad because like we've said before, Agricole for me itself is like kind of thing, not my thing. But you love
It's
it.
definitely an acquired taste.
Yeah, definitely acquired it, and that's what we've been told it is. It's not bad. With my rum knowledge that I've had. If I were to drink this straight up, I will put it somewhere like 5, 6 out of 10. I think.
5, 6?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually I could sip this.
No.
I would probably turn this into a tea punch.
No. It's like it's enjoyable to sip, but I feel that
I felt it coming. I'm so sorry.
I feel that the flavors themselves, like, because it did taste separately to me. I was like, this is interesting. Like, it's not bad. Like, I'm not saying 5, 6 is a bad thing. Like, that's pretty good, kind of thing, you know. But
5, 6 on a scale of what again?
10, kind of thing, you know. But it, like, to me, if you're looking more for like an 8 above, is something that like I'm gonna go look for constantly.
Okay, and then so on that scale, 10 being like really good.
Like 10 being like I'll drink this every day.
It's always in your liquor cabinet.
Yeah, so it's like it's not bad. Like, you know, like I'll definitely have like a seasonal version of this thing, kind of this rum, and I'd like to have like an occasion kind of thing. But I'm very curious to see what the cocktail tastes like.
Me too. So are we ready to jump into tasting the cocktail?
Yes. What cocktail are we drinking today?
It's the
Did we say?
Island Voodoo.
We
Yep.
did say that. Island Voodoo.
Your mind's a little not here today, huh?
Nope.
I like it. So this has that green chartreuse that we talked about in Three Howls. We decided, you know what, since we already mixed up the Three Howls and we had the green chartreuse, it would be great to find another excuse to use it. And because we've really been enjoying that last word. Because we've made it a few times. Ooh, and as I'm talking, the banana flavor is growing on my tongue.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a liquid banana Foster's.
There we go. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Actually, that's true because you've got like that sweet molassesy flavor. And then there's the banana puree with the green chartreuse. And you have that unique flavor of the chartreuse. And then you have the sugary rum bringing out the sweetness. It's not like overpowering sweet though. I really like it.
I would say, at least in my what do you call them? Taste buds. There we go. There's a lot of flavors in there, which is not a bad thing. I'm enjoying those flavors. But if you're someone who's like, will get like sensory overload, this might be a little too much.
Yeah, because it grows as it sits in your mouth.
Because like every time I'm drinking it, it's a different flavor. And even the melted ice is like separated. Like I can taste the water itself.
Well, yeah, that's just our own flaw of it. I wonder, and we made a boo-boo mixing up this cocktail. Because the instructions aren't too clear, I felt, with mixing it. Like, we just automatically added ice into the glass and thought we would strain it in. But apparently you just shake it in the shaker and then pour it into your glass.
Yeah.
And we didn't do that.
We weren't reading well.
So, well, it was a little...
It's still, no, it's very enjoyable. Definitely nice by the beach or the poolside drink to enjoy. It's refreshing.
I would say, like, if you had like a poolside bar.
Or maybe like an evening event kind of thing, like you'll have.
I do feel like not daytime. This is like the summer nights.
Summer nights, yeah, kind of thing.
To enjoy.
But still like, at the environment.
Because you have that warm flavor. It's not necessarily refreshing, but once you start getting like the little ocean breeze kicking in, and you want a little something to nip away the chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I like it.
Good. Kind of thing. One of the ingredients is banana. If you don't like bananas, don't make this drink.
Yeah. So, let's learn a little bit about this spirit. You ready? Okay, so I just want to give a special thanks, a shout out to Deadhead Rums, because the owner, Kim Brandy, actually was one of the first companies, or what do you call it? Spirit distillers, owners. Spirit distillery owners, there we go, to respond to one of my inquiries, trying to find more information out about their distillery and about their rums.
Our SDOs.
SDOs?
Spirit distillery owners.
Oh, I like it.
Okay.
So, and she sent me this wonderful video that they had just done of tasting 2 of their 3 rums that they have available. Probably by the time this video is out, all 3 will be available wherever you get your spirits. Right now, we were only able to find their standard 6-year rum. But in the video, they tasted their 10-year rum, which is coming out to the general public in June. And then their dark chocolate rum, which should be out. But at least in our area, we haven't had any luck locating it just yet. So we're hoping maybe in Halloween time we'll like sneak in another little like side bonus tasting.
We gotta go look for it. Dark chocolate rum sounds good.
Yeah, but I do really want to thank Kim because she gave a lot of information, not just in that video, but just in our correspondence. So
I'm just thinking if sorry to interrupt, but
no worries.
In the whole like aspect of like, I'm excited for a 10-year. because like aging this longer, I'm like, okay, this would be really cool, but I'm more excited to try to find the dark chocolate one because the flavors that it tastes with, like, and I'm thinking like, ooh, with some like dark chocolate flavor, oh, that's gonna like. I mean, I don't search for dark chocolate when I eat chocolate, but like thinking about it with that, I was like, oh, that'll be good.
Well, so I have a little bit of information about the dark chocolate rum
Okay.
as we get into my little
my
facts
bad.
and details.
bad.
So I will share more about that in
Okay.
just a little bit. And I have Eduardo to thank for all of the information. So Kim delivered all the information. Eduardo was one of the people who was in charge of the tasting, and he's actually the manager of the rum distillery in Chiapas.
Can we call him Eddie?
No.
Okay. I was scared to go by Eddie.
I don't think so, but that's how he introduced himself as Eduardo. So.
Eduardo.
Yeah.
Sup, hombre?
So their rums, they're a mixture of sugarcane juices and molasses, and they say they mix it with 100% natural ingredients. They don't do any chemicals or any additives. And because of that being 100% natural ingredients, they claim that you will not get a hangover from drinking these rums because the distilling process has nothing that is foreign or unusual for our bodies to consume.
Trying to think. I've had hangovers. And I'm like, when I've had hangovers, it's because I'm drinking like 20 different liquors.
You're mixing your liquors. That's what gets to us, I think.
Yeah. And I was like, but I was like, when I keep it to like, when we've done our like tiki adventures kind of thing, just keep it to tiki drinks. I don't think we've done kind of hangover. Even that one time at Trader Sam's when we were like, ooh, afterwards. When we got a little.
Well, we just had a little too much and we didn't hydrate enough.
Yeah.
And it was a hot day. So like I got a little sick after that.
But
I don't think that was actually the drink's fault.
No, I don't think it's the drink's fault.
I think it was the expired Capri Sun.
Yeah.
But so I would be interested to test that theory of not getting a hangover from drinking these rums, but not tonight.
Not tonight.
So as I mentioned, or maybe I didn't, I mentioned they're having a 10-year rum come out. And the reason for that is because this year, in June of 2021, Deadhead Rum turned 10 years old. So their anniversary was happening in June, and that's why their 10-year rum is coming out.
Groovy. Groovy.
So I have some very interesting information about the bottle design because that's definitely what attracted us to it. And we'll put in a lovely little shot of that fun bottle.
Yep.
Right here. So, and the dark chocolate rum has a monkey shrunken head.
Monkey shrunken head. Okay.
And the one that we have is just a regular shrunken head.
I wonder if Trader Sam sells this.
The bottle? I don't think so.
3 heads for one?
3 heads for the price of one. So the bottle designs are inspired by the Chapachula region of Mexico. So the Chapachula region is where the Mayans resided.
Mm-hmm.
And Mayans, their preferred form of sacrifice was decapitation when they were sacrificing to their gods. And the Javaro tribes specifically would collect the heads of their adversaries because they believed that the spirits and their power were contained within that area of the body. So that's why they collected the heads. And they were kept to give tribute, like not as a way to keep them from passing on or whatever, but as like a tribute of you were such a good adversary that you're worthy for me to carry with you.
Oh, okay.
It was a mark of honor in
like
their minds.
It's like a trophy, like, hey, I killed this guy.
It wasn't like a trophy. It was like a mark of honor in honor of the person who actually got their head taken.
Cool.
I know, that's a little like not what you would expect.
Well, we've talked about this before about conflicts in at least from our experience and our research that we've seen of like older, I don't say older civilizations, like conflict used to be done in a more honorable way kind of thing. Like even like like just think back about like think Viking stories
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. Not to like Cyril, but like you want to die honorably to go to Valhalla
Right.
kind of thing, you know. And like, and nowadays when it comes to like conflicts between people, it's just like I don't like your hair kind of thing or whatever. So it's like it's very like petty, I would say. But anyway, cool. That's very sweet.
Yeah. So the eyes, mouth, and nose were closed to keep the spirit from wandering at night. So they kept the head as tribute and hoped to hold on to that power, but they were like, but we don't want your spirit wandering around where we're living at nighttime.
Yeah.
So their dark chocolate rum, which has the monkey shrunken head, is actually a white rum and takes influence from Mexico's gift to the world, chocolate.
Chocolate.
Mm-hmm. If you didn't know, chocolate was born in Mexico. So the monkey head is tribute to the monkeys. Being in stories, Mayan stories, they tribute monkeys to discovering chocolate because they would eat the beans from the cacao pods. And then the Mayans would see the monkeys eating the pods and then, or the beans, and then try them themselves and discovered this lovely flavor.
That's how chocolate was discovered.
Yeah, interesting, right? And then they were found living, the monkeys, in abundance at the Izapa dig site, which is where the Mayan temples were. What?
No, I'm trying to like see the words that you're saying, and I was like, no, you're saying them pretty good.
Thank you.
No, kind of thing.
Well, Eduardo is living in Chiapas, so I was really listening to him, and then I do pick up those words when people say them enough times.
Mm-hmm. No, I was like, okay, no, she's saying it right.
Oh, thank you. So, and during the Mayan times, cacao pods were extremely valuable. The beans were actually used as currency, and only like priests and like the Mayan emperors were actually allowed to eat the chocolate. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
With the exception of a special chocolate drink was given as a sacrifice drink to those who were being offered up to the gods.
Because like this is your last.
So you get to eat like a king. I wonder if that's where that phrasing came from.
Huh, probably. I have a recollection of a story or like a cartoon of like Spanish conquistadors coming to like, you know, to Mexico, and in part of the story I imagine this little girl and she's getting to like sneak in to try chocolate, and she was like super excited kind of thing. I was like, huh, interesting.
Cool. So that's pretty much my facts. I do want to add a side note. I didn't put it in here because I thought I did, because I took a lot of notes.
Lots of notes.
While watching the tasting video. So their dark chocolate rum, it's a white rum. So it's not a chocolate liqueur rum. It's actually a chocolate flavored rum.
It's like infused?
So it's infused, exactly. So they take the juices from the cacao beans and extract them. So I think it's about like 5% of the juices make up the rum flavor. So then you're getting this really unique taste in the rum. It's not a chocolatey rum. Like, don't go in like when you get the chocolate wines or things like that. It's not that kind of chocolate.
No, like it's
liqueur.
Like when you get like a really good chocolate and it sweats, like that flavor.
Right. And they said, Eduardo was saying that it pairs great with a cigar. So I'm hoping we can maybe revisit this, the dark chocolate rum, because it sounded really, really tasty.
Now, with that comment, I wonder if I need to find a specific regional cigar to that area, or will it pair with any cigars? Because
that's a good question.
It depends on where the cigar leaves come from, or the cigar tobacco comes from. It makes a difference on its flavor.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of thing. You mentioned 6 Age has this face. The chocolate has a monkey face.
The monkey head.
Does the 10-year have a different face? Do you not know?
It's hard to tell because there's only, so the tasting occasion they did and recorded, it was done through Rums of Mexico, and they just have like a really small picture of the 10-year bottle. So it's the only place you can get it right now. And you can only get it, or right now at the time of filming this video, you can only get it through their website if you are one of their tasting club members.
So you can't even see pictures like right now?
You can see a picture, but it's so tiny and pixelated. Honestly, it looks like it's that, but it's like in a like matte golden bottle.
Okay.
Not gold, but like the warm, like this color. It looks like this. It's like see-through, but it looks like the shrunken head. So I don't know if it looks a little different and the picture is just like their temporary picture, or if that's just what the bottle's actually going to look like.
Okay.
So I don't know, but maybe while we're talking about this, when it's time to post this video, I'll actually have a picture of it.
There we go. Hopefully.
Yeah. So if you're curious about trying this lovely cocktail, you can find it on Deadhead Rum's website, and it is The Island Voodoo, and I'll be sure to link that down in the show notes. Yeah, they had a lot of recipes. It was really hard to pick a cocktail, and they do have a lot of you could find the spookiness theme in their cocktails. So it was really hard to pick one, and we just decided, well, because we have this ingredient from another drink, and if you guys are drinking along with us, and you were like maybe not fond of the last word, you might actually enjoy this one in its place. So yeah,
I'm really liking this drink because every time I take a sip, I taste something different. So it's like every time, I'm like, okay, something different. That's so cool.
Yeah, like you said, it has layers.
It has layers. So, in the theme of voodoo, would you rather?
Would I rather?
Like, these aren't classified as voodoo, but they can see the voodoo aspect to them.
Okay.
If you were to deal with an experience, would you rather deal with Chucky the doll or Annabelle?
No. Chucky.
Chucky?
Chucky for sure.
Chucky for sure? Why is that?
Well, I'm not sure if it was, I'm like, I think it might actually have been voodoo. But no, I might be mixing it up with Puppet Master. I think Puppet Master involved voodoo.
Puppet Master thing, man, I've never seen Puppet Master. I know there's like
I did, thanks to Elvira.
Some like dark magic. And like in the
it was like, I don't know if it was like supposed to be black magic.
There go black magic. There go.
Or like it was a like demon summoning. I haven't seen Child's Play, and I think we mentioned that in another episode.
A little summary is like this guy's a criminal of some kind.
He's a criminal, and he gets cornered in a toy warehouse, and ends up transferring his soul into a doll, which is like the popular toy of the season. So it's like Jingle All the Way, but super demented.
Yeah. Well, because you have like a horrible little thing, so you chuck over Annabelle?
Yeah. Because it is still just a human soul inside the doll. And you can do damage to it, I believe.
You can do damage to it, but like it's like
I don't know if it's like a slappy situation. Yeah, he keeps coming back. But I feel like because he just keeps transferring his soul into other things. So if you can break the object. Now, I haven't seen it, so someone could totally call me out and be like, that is not right at all.
Well, maybe we should like add it to our, we should watch the original ones. And then you've seen the newest ones.
I saw the two most recent ones. And I was like, I really don't quite know what's going on. But like in the first of the recent ones, they kind of summarize what happened in the first movie, like the original Child's Play. Not the two most recent ones, because then they had two like back to back, like a Child's Play remake and then a Chucky. I didn't see those ones. The ones before that, I can't remember what they were called though. It was with the girl in the wheelchair.
Speaking of Chucky, last year I discovered a cigar brand called Tatuaje, which translates to tattoo. And last year they released Chucky and what's his bride's name?
I don't know. I just know where it's the bride of Chucky.
Yeah. They released two cigars with those names.
Nancy, I think is her name.
I don't remember what it was. But I tried them both. No, Tiffany.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because I was like
Tiff.
Tiff. Yeah, it was the Chuck and Tiff, and they're based in this. And I discovered them last year, and I wish I would have found them sooner on my cigar journey, because they've done like a lot of like monsters kind of thing. Right. This year was Karloff. Was their brand?
Oh,
And
so they had like the Mummy
no,
and
so it's
Frankenstein.
just the cigar's called Karloff.
Oh, okay.
They've done Frankenstein and the movie before, kind of thing. But
So it was more like just Boris Karloff
yeah.
inspired.
Yeah, and so I've had the cigar twice. It's really good
I
cigar.
want a Peter Lorre one. That would be.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, you do.
Okay, wait, that's the Wolfman.
No.
No.
He's in Casablanca.
Oh, okay.
He's been in a lot of horror movies too, but I just can't think of any. He was in Comedy of Horrors. He's been in a lot of movies with Vincent Price, and he's been in a lot of horror movies with Boris Karloff.
Yeah.
He's like a shorter guy,
Oh, wait.
kind of balding, a little bit of buggy eye.
Is he the guy from You'll Find Out?
Yes.
Okay.
He's disguised as the inspector or the psychiatrist. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
Peter Lorre. There we go.
Cool,
I was
cool.
like, I know he's in something you've seen.
Okay. Are you ready for the story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, but before you do, what would you choose?
What would I
Chucky or
choose?
Annabelle?
Okay. Because I do like the whole demon aspect of Annabelle. I think I would choose Annabelle over Chucky.
But they never were able to cleanse her.
No,
fully.
Exactly. Because to me, like Chucky, it falls under like the whole like human attacker
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. Like even though it's supernatural.
Well, that's why I feel like the odds are in my favor.
Well, no, and the odds are in your favor. Yeah, if odds are in my favor, I'm picking Chucky like 100% of the time because I'm punting that little doll. But like, just because I'm curious of like the demon experience. Like
why do you want to play with fire,
like
dude?
if I'm walking on the road and there's like go left to like meet Chucky or go right to like go to like the house where Annabelle is, I'm like, I'm gonna go right. I just want to know what it feels like, kind of thing.
Man,
But yeah, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready. I feel like you've heard this story.
Okay.
But regardless, we're gonna revisit it.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So this story is called Robert. Okay. The story of Robert the doll dates back to the early 1900s, when a young boy named Eugene Robert Otto was given a one-of-a-kind handmade doll by a servant that worked for his parents in his home. Eugene, who everyone called Gene, named the doll Robert and quickly became attached to his new friend. The home where Eugene lived, now called the Artist House, is located at 534 Eaton Street and was built between 1890 and 1898. It was here that Eugene was given Robert the doll and where a friendship that lasted through his lifetime and beyond was forged. Well, he seemed like an ordinary cloth doll. It wasn't long before Robert was involved in strange and somewhat terrifying events. The first hint that something out of the ordinary was happening was one night when Gene, who was only 10 years old, awoke to find Robert sitting at the end of his bed staring at him. Moments later, his mother was awakened by his screams for help and the sounds of furniture being overthrown in her son's bedroom. Gene cried for help, begging for his mother to rescue him. When she finally was able to wrench the locked door open, she saw poor Gene curled up, feared in his bed, his room's shambles, and Robert the doll sitting at the foot of the bed. Robert did it, were the only words Gene could get out. The same words he would later use many times throughout his childhood when something strange, mysterious, or destructive would happen. Did Robert do it? Nobody knows for sure why or how this child playing could actually wreak havoc on a child's bedroom or do anything at all. After all, it was just a toy, right? But the weird and inexplicable didn't stop at the one occurrence. Gene's parents would often hear their son upstairs talking to the doll and getting a response back in a totally different voice. They report seeing the doll speak and witnessing its expression change. Giggling and sightings of Robert running up the steps or staring out the upstairs window were also reported. Robert continued to live with Jean throughout his lifetime, and after Jean's parents died, he moved back into their home with his wife Annie. Jean decided the doll needed a room of his own and placed him upstairs in the upstairs room and had a window overlooking the street. Annie felt uneasy with Robert in the house, and although she couldn't put her finger on it, she wanted Jean to lock the doll up in the attic where he could not do harm. Jean conceded, and as one could imagine, Robert the doll was not happy with his new digs. Soon, visitors to the home heard footsteps in the attics, the sounds of someone pacing back and forth, and devilish giggling. Neighborhood children reported seeing Robert watching them from the window in the upstairs bedroom and told accounts of the doll actually mocking them as they walked to school. When Jean heard this, he immediately went to investigate, knowing that he had locked Robert in the attic and there was no way he could be sitting by the window of the upstairs bedroom. But to his complete shock, when he opened the door to the bedroom, there was Robert, sitting in the rocking chair by the window. Jean locked Robert back up in the attic several times, each time discovering him again, sitting by the window in the same upstairs bedroom. Jean Otto died in 1974, and when the new owner moved into the house on Eaton Street, their 10-year-old daughter was delighted to find Robert the doll in the attic. But her delight ended soon when she claimed that Robert was alive and the doll wanted to hurt her. She awoke often in the middle of the night, screaming in fear, and told her parents that Robert had moved about in the bedroom. It wasn't long before Robert the doll was given away, and today he lives in East Martello Fort, where visitors from all over the world come to see him. Is Robert really possessed? Many believe that the origins of Robert's evil lies in the one who originally gave him to Jean Otto, the servant who worked for Jean's parents. This woman was supposedly mistreated by her bosses and punished them. It is believed that she cursed the doll with voodoo and black magic. This might explain the many mysterious and frightening experiences people have had with Robert the doll, but if so, wouldn't the haunting end when the owner died? No one really knows for sure. One thing remains constant. Robert the doll continues to taunt and scare those who come to visit him. You can meet Robert again at East Martello Museum. The museum traced Robert's origins to the Steiff Company, the same toy maker that first manufactured a teddy bear in honor of Theodore Roosevelt. Robert was most likely never intended to be sold as a toy. A Steiff historian told the museum that Robert was probably part of the set fabricated for a winter display of clowns and jesters. Visitors are welcome to view Robert in a special case at the museum and, of course, encouraged to try and get a photo. Though most who have tried have been unsuccessful, if nothing else, get a close look at Robert, watching him carefully, try catching a glimpse of him smirking at you, moving about in his case, or watching as you watch him. Robert the doll sits inside a glass case, but it doesn't seem to stop him from inflicting fear and discomfort to the museum staff and visitors. Staff members report that Robert's facial expression changes, hearing demonic giggling, and even have seen Robert put his hand up on the glass. Interesting. So I feel like we've heard.
We have definitely heard of Robert before. He has been a topic of conversation on Darkness Radio. And I feel like we heard about him on Scared to Death too.
Maybe. I think they mentioned him, but I don't think he was.
Or they did it as like a private episode for their Patreons, because they do call their Patreon contributors Roberts and Annabelles. So I didn't include it here, but interesting thing. It's still creepy hearing about Robert.
People who have tried to take pictures, apparently, after they leave the museum, experience like a bunch of bad luck. And they write letters apologizing to Robert for doing that. And also, someone leaked out that Robert has a sweet tooth. So people donate candy to Robert kind of appeasement. Kind of like, hey, like, we're cool, right? If you ever get out, we're cool. Kind of thing. But yeah, no, I was when I was looking for stories, I found this. I was like, oh, this is good. This is good. Really good.
It was creepy.
And then that was why I was like, Chucky or Annabelle. So Robert.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of Robert, and he doesn't look like anything. But then again, Annabelle doesn't look scary either.
Well, cause yeah, well, Annabelle is
Raggedy Ann, right?
a Raggedy Ann doll.
I think, and it's just like looks like a regular wooden doll, but I was like, I wonder like how it feels to be around there. Kind of thing.
Yeah, well, cause what I remember from Darkness Radio, cause they actually, I might be mistaken, but I think that the museum that he's in, cause they were like transferring into a bigger space,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like they were X-ray scanning all of their artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
And every time they went to do Robert, like the machine malfunctioned.
Yeah, people can't take pictures of Robert.
It was like a digital imaging X-ray machine.
Which is weird to say because like I saw pictures of Robert, but people at least
you're supposed to. I think you're like supposed to ask permission.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't ask permission, that's where the bad luck like kicks in.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And like you said something like, so like people can see his face changing, or sometimes he's not in his case, and demonic giggling. And I'm like, what does demonic giggling sound like?
No.
You know? Like I can think of like demon laughter, but what does like a demonic giggle? Because a giggle, I think that's like the laughter I have, right?
But it's interesting because I've heard, or I read another story where somebody was in a voodoo shop, and it had a sign that said no pictures, and somebody like they were shopping for somebody else, and they're like, I want to see a picture before you buy it, because I don't want you to just buy something that I'm not gonna like. And it's like we can't take pictures, and they decided to take a picture of something in the shop, and as soon as they did, like their phone stopped working.
Well, I'm like, I feel like I know a lot of people who do witchcraft and like all other kinds of religions. I don't really know anyone who practices or observes or knows a lot about voodoo. And it's like, I'd be interested to learn about it, not practice it, but like genuine voodoo, not whatever you see portrayed in the movies or whatnot.
No, yeah,
because I don't even feel like that's that accurate. I mean, maybe it is. Who knows? But
but yeah.
Yeah, no, I have heard of Robert, and he's creepy. And even though I knew what you were gonna say, it still gave me goosebumps. And I feel like there was also like a show.
There's a movie inspired by Robert.
There is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I feel like we saw like a movie or
Like,
a show.
I don't think
It was
I've
like a
seen it.
BBC, like it wasn't like released in theaters movie.
No, yeah.
It was like a straight to television kind of movie, if you get the vibe I'm talking about. And I want to even say it was BBC or something. And yeah, it had that whole like progression of like the Jean as a child and like the doll starting off as like Ray Bond, and then like weird things happening to like when he's older and he returns to house and finds Robert, and his wife is like having all these issues. Like you're telling it and I'm having the scenes of that movie, or I feel like it was more even like a mini movie short episode kind of thing about it.
No, yeah, it was interesting because so
Did you hear that?
yeah, like the dogs.
Okay.
But I was reading that so Gene when he grew up he left for college. That's where he met his wife Annie. And then when his parents got sick, he moved back into their town. And then when they finally passed, Gene and his siblings got together, and Gene got the estate. And so he got Robert back. And after Gene passed away, Annie was still in the house for a couple of years. And she was like, I need to get out of here. Kind of thing. And then eventually she passed away. And then, yeah.
Okay.
That's Robert for you.
Wow. Robert still gives me goosebumps.
They're for sure. Like when I found, it, I was like, ooh.
Like, I'm always curious to kind of visit those kinds of places, but I'm always worried about just what might, if there's that possibility, what might attach to you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if you're that kind of person or not.
Maybe that's what they're all waiting for, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody to get attached to.
Yeah. Like maybe there's just like certain people who have this certain like almost destined moment to connect with.
Mm-hmm.
Like a fated pair kind of thing, you know? But you're fated to this cursed object.
Yeah, kind of thing. It's like, is it kind of like Cabin in the Woods, like what they're gonna open?
Right. They all had a different object
Mhm.
that was drawn to them. Excuse me.
But yeah, no, it's like I'm definitely like curious to be like, would I make a trip to go and see Robert? Maybe. But also I'll make a trip and see the Annabelle too.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can't see her anymore.
Not anymore. Not right now anyway. But maybe in the future. I don't know. But yeah, no.
Okay,
Those
well,
things are interesting.
yeah. So leaving on that note,
That-
I think it's time for a last call.
Our last call. Okay, everybody. Thanks for sipping along with us once again. Want to keep those spirits flowing, so please be sure to show your support by reviewing and subscribing to our podcast. If you enjoy the show, please be sure to share with others.
Yes, please do. And you can do that. You can find us on our website at sipsandspirits.com, on all podcast hosts and YouTube. You can also find us on social media and reach out to us that way on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. I know we were joking in the last episode we wouldn't do that, but things changed.
Things change, things evolve.
Yep. So I will say like Facebook, probably not going to be as active on that one. So if you want a more immediate response, Instagram, Twitter, we're still familiarizing ourselves with TikTok, so not sure what our response level is going to be like on that, but definitely Instagram and Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
You can always reach out to us at any time. But we do have our website, which has all our additional contact information if you want to reach out to us in any way.
Yep. Okay, we hope to catch you around the we hope to catch you around the bar next time.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.